While the mock documentary isn't a recent concept by any means, in film, this is Spinal Tap undoubtedly popularised the style, for good reason.
How much more black could this be? And the answer is none. None
good?
more black.
In TV, while ubiquitous and used today, with shows like Reno 911, What We Do in the Shadows, and People Just Do Nothing receiving critical acclaim, credit often goes to The Office as the progenitor of the mockumentary style in sitcoms. A little unfairly so, in my opinion. This is Operation Good Guys, a British sitcom debuting in 1997, created by Ray Burdis and Dominic Anciano. I look to give a little retrospective on the programme and hopefully show why, to me, the show is a somewhat underappreciated gem of British comedy. Operation Good Guys ran for 3 series, commencing in December 1997 and culminating in August 2000, almost a full year prior to The Office first being broadcast in July 2001. It follows a team of inept police officers attempting to make a programme for the BBC, capturing their daily duty, led by bumbling D.I. Beach and his doting assistant D.S. Ash. Series 1 focuses on the team's effort to catch notorious gangster Smiler McCarthy, the complete failure of which fuels Series 2, showing the boys completing their retraining for a large drugs operation in Spain. Series 3 changes to a more standalone episode structure, with episodes covering police community support and a boxing sting. More on those later.
Get me a Mars bar. I think I need some more sugar.
Now, there were a number of other parallels to The Office. The filming style in both is deliberately amateur, giving a sense of realism and involvement. There are clear similarities in the characters of D.I. Beach and David Brent. Although Beach does retain a modicum of respect with his peers, and never quite reaches the heights of discomfort that Brent manages with ease.
Psychedelic, baby. Groovy. Oh, yeah.
What was that shit?
I'd say Operation Good Guys most differs from The Office are the more outlandish scenarios which occur in the series, including frequent celebrity guest characters playing themselves, rather than the more mundane, relatable situations which drove the plot and humour of The Office. While The Office was also more strictly scripted in terms of dialogue, a lot of Operation Good Guys is clearly ad-libbed.
That's right, okay.
Wow.
Oh, what do you mean, wow?
No, listen to
Don't
something
get
I've
sarky,
said.
mate, you know.
Which was also quite rare at the time for a sitcom, more akin to and predating sitcoms like Curb Your Enthusiasm. Although most of these techniques are admittedly present in the aforementioned Spinal Tap, which is what influenced Gervais, I believe Operation Good Guys still deserves huge credit for implementing them incredibly well before many of its more popular contemporaries.
Tell you what, Bones, I think we're on for a winner here, mate.
More petrol, do you think?
Why not?
So enough of the comparisons. What makes Operation Good Guys stand out on its own merit, you ask? Where I feel most of the humour is derived is from the completely codependent relationship between Beach and Ash. Beach's posturing perfectly complemented by Ash's fussying and genuine loving care for his boss.
What's the matter?
I can't in with you, sir.
Oh, you right?
Yeah.
The supporting cast, while not as fleshed out as Ash and Beach, are very capable of carrying amusing subplots which neatly tie in and enhance the main storyline of an episode. A perfect showcase of these elements is the 3rd episode of Series 3, Raging Pig. Following the loss of a petty bet, Beach is convinced he's the victim of underground corruption in boxing, led by the subject of Beach's failed wager, Danny Boy Sullivan. Beach plans to plant one of his own officers to fight Danny Boy, while simultaneously offering a bribe to throw the match and expose his duplicity. Beach, overweight and delusional, thinks he's just the man for the job, which Ash facilitates to protect his friend's fragile ego.
They are one hair on his head. I'll have him sacked.
After the surprising result at the tryout, and following help from Beach's new manager and promoter, the match is set up, and Beach is subjected to a rigorous training regime to make the fight appear competitive. The hapless Bones is handed the bribe money and is packed off to Danny Boy Sullivan's camp to set up the sting. However, the subplot has already established Bones' insecurities about his small willy, and secretly hastens to the nearest bulge doctor instead, bribe in hand. Beach, convinced the fight is already rigged, completely abandons his training, much to the dismay of the increasingly worried Ash.
Want a lick?
You like
Go on, have a lick. Only a little one.
On the day, Beach goads and enrages his opponent, who we learn was corrupt and willing to dive all along, should money have changed hands. Beach is overwhelmed in the ring and is viciously beaten, his extent of injury recounted by a tearful Ash, with the closing scene neatly resolving both plots of the episode.
I feel like I'm only half a man. Oh my god, I am only half a man.
What I find impressive especially in this episode, is that despite the cast of main characters being relatively large, each is afforded ample screen time to showcase their personality, all the while driving the plot forward and delivering some extremely funny moments.
So, it's all very positive.
So why does Operation Good Guys remain mostly forgotten, despite its relative innovation, slick writing and generally positive reception? I have a couple of uneducated theories. The addition of a laugh track from Series 2 onwards was, for want of a more nuanced description, an absolutely fucking awful idea and completely contradictory to the mockumentary setting. The show was also seldom repeated, even in the years shortly after original broadcast. What further limits the number of new fans it could accrue is that it appears completely unavailable from conventional streaming services. A potential reason for this? Well, the show frequently plays on the prejudices institutionalised in the UK police force and parodies them, most prominently in the final episode of the whole series.
So it's just so cliche. I mean, it's just going to alienate the gay community.
Alienate anyone, that's your perception of it.
While it does so with what I believe are good intentions, if you thought the earlier Don King impression was straddling the boundary of taste, well...
Great to respect her, we feel this is a little over the top. Oh,
yeah, that's not great. While I would offer that the bigoted Assistant Commissioner, Terra Blanche, in the episode is clearly portrayed as the antagonist, I feel it goes a step too far to use the old Blazing Saddles defence in good faith.
we learned an awful lot last week about prejudice, about racism, sexism, homophobia, all sorts of bigotry.
These things aside, I'd love to see Operation Good Guys become more widely appreciated one day. Instead of the enduring adoration and countless adaptations The Office garnered, the only bit of Operation Good Guys we've had in the last 20 years is
Environmental Products Limited, who install groundbreaking, hygienic, water-free urinals.
Smarty Falcon.
which I think is a crying shame. Hope you enjoyed the video and perhaps persuaded a few of you to give the series a try. Thanks for watching, and more shite video game edits on the way.